If I was moving to Mississauga in 2026, this is exactly where I would live. And no, this is not one of those generic top 5 neighborhoods list you have already seen 100 times. I'm going to tell you exactly where I would choose to live based on your stages of life. Whether you are a young professional looking for first condo, a couple ready to put down roots, a growing family that needs more space, or someone entering that next chapter where lifestyle matters more than square footage. If you are new here, my name is Jyoti. I am a real estate advisor with Engel & Walkers in Oakville, and I help people find their home in the West GTA every single day. Mississauga, Oakville, Burlington, this is my backyard. So everything I am about to share comes from actually living and working in these communities, not just reading about them online. Let us get into it. I'm going to start with the area that is getting the most buzz right now, and for good reason. If you are a young professional, maybe in your 20s or early 30s, and you want that urban energy without Toronto rent prices, you need to look at the Square One and City Centre area. This is Mississauga's downtown core. You have got high-rise condos, the Square One shopping center, which is massive, restaurants, cafes, Celebration Square right there for events and festivals. And the transit connectivity is a big deal. The Hurontario LRT is transforming this corridor, and you are right on the MyWay and Go Transit networks. So if you work in downtown Toronto, your commute is very manageable. What I love about this area is that it genuinely feels like a city. You can walk to a dinner, grab a coffee, hit the gym, all without getting into your car. And the condo prices here still offer real value compared to downtown Toronto. So say for example, you are a young professional moving from Toronto and you're tired of paying $2,500 a month in rent for a shoebox in the city center area, you could potentially own a one-bedroom condo for a similar monthly cost. And now you are building equity instead of paying someone else's mortgage. Now, if you want that urban feel but with a completely different personality, let me tell you about Port Credit. Port Credit is Mississauga's waterfront village. It sits right on Lake Ontario, and it has this energy that honestly reminds me of a small coastal town, but you are 20 minutes away from the airport. You've got Lakeshore Road lined with independent restaurants, patios, boutique shops. There is marina. There are waterfront trails. The GO station is right there, so you can be at Union Station in about 30 minutes. Port Credit is for the person who wants lifestyle first. If you're someone who wants to come home, go for a walk along the water, grab dinner at a local spot, and just breathe, this is the neighborhood. It is a bit more expensive than city center, but the quality of life is something people tend to fall in love with very quickly. All right, so say you are in the next phase. You have a partner, maybe you are a dual income household with no kids yet. You have got a dog and you are thinking about buying your first home or moving up from a condo. Where do you go? I am going to start with a neighborhood that I personally think is one of the most underrated gems in all of Mississauga, and that is Streetsville. Streetsville is like a little village tucked inside the city. It has this charming main street with local coffee shops, restaurants, and farmers market in the summer. There is a real sense of community here that you just do not get in a lot of other developments. What makes Streetsville great for this stage of life is the housing. You can find townhomes and detached homes here at price point that are more accessible compared to some of the other established neighborhoods. You are close to the 403 and 401. The GO station is right there, and there is enough around you that you are not driving 20 minutes away every time you want a good meal or decent coffee. And I have to mention Clarkson as well. Clarkson is just south, closer to the lake, and it has this established, tree-lined, quiet neighborhood feel. You have got the GO station for commuters, you are close to the waterfront trail, and it is one of those neighborhoods where people buy in and then they do not want to leave. Say, for example, you're a couple and one of you commutes to downtown Toronto while the other works from home. Clarkson gives you that GO train access for the commuter and a peaceful, walkable neighborhood for the person working from home. This combination is really hard to find at these price points. Now, this is the segment closest to my heart because I work with growing families every single day. I see what matters to them, I see what surprises them, and I see where they end up choosing to plant roots. So let me walk you through the neighborhoods that consistently come up in those conversations. I'm going to start with Erin Mills. And there is a reason this neighborhood has been a family favorite for decades. The schools here are excellent, both public and Catholic. You have parks on almost every corner. The Erin Mills Town Center is right there for shopping, and the housing stock is really diverse. So whether you need a 3-bedroom semi or a 4-bedroom detached with a backyard, there are options here across a range of price points. One thing that stands out about Erin Mills is that it gives you that established neighborhood feel. The trees are mature, the streets are wide, the neighbors know each other. It does not feel like a cookie-cutter subdivision, and that matters when you are raising kids. For families who want a bit more space and are being mindful of budget, Meadowvale is another area worth looking at. Meadowvale is in northwest Mississauga, and it has a real community feel. There are community centers, soccer fields, splash pads, walking trails through conservation area, and the price point here tend to be some of the most accessible in Mississauga for detached homes. Say, for example, you are a young family with 2 kids. You're currently in a condo or a townhome, and you need that backyard, that extra bedroom, and you want to stay in Mississauga. Meadowvale is where that becomes possible without overextending yourself financially. Now, if your budget allows and you want something with a bit more prestige, I want to talk about Lorne Park. Lorne Park is South Mississauga, close to the lake, and it is one of the most sought-after family neighborhoods in the entire GTA. The lots here are generous. Many of the streets have mature trees that create this beautiful canopy. You're close to Rattray Marsh, which is a stunning conservation area right on the waterfront. And the schools, Lorne Park Secondary in particular, have an excellent reputation. Lorne Park is where families move when they want that forever home feeling. The trade-off is price. This is a premium neighborhood, but for families who can stretch into this range, it is the kind of neighborhood where your kids grow up riding their bikes to the park and years later still do not want to leave. And I would be doing you a disservice if I did not mention Oakville and Burlington here, because for families, these 2 cities are absolute powerhouses. Oakville's Bronte and River Oaks neighborhoods offer top-tier schools, beautiful parks, and a family lifestyle that is hard to match. Burlington's Alton Village and Millcroft areas give you that same family-first feel with slightly more accessible pricing. Both cities consistently rank among the best places to raise a family in Canada, and they are right next door to Mississauga. And finally, if you are in that next chapter, the kids have moved out, you have sold the big house, and you want something that fits your lifestyle now, I have a couple of really great options for you. Port credit comes back into the conversation here, and honestly, for good reason. A lot of downsizers gravitate toward port credit because it gives them that walkable, vibrant lifestyle without the upkeep of a large home. You can find boutique condos and townhomes right along Lakeshore. You walk to restaurants, you walk to the water. You are on the go line if you want to pop into the city. It is a beautiful way to live. Mineola is another area worth highlighting. It is just north of Port Credit, and it has this quiet, established, tree-lined character that appeals to people at this stage of life. The lots are beautiful, the streets are peaceful, and you are still just minutes from the waterfront and all the amenities of Port Credit and Clarkson. Mineola is one of those hidden pockets that people tend to settle into and never look back. And for those who want to look just a bit west, downtown Oakville and downtown Burlington are both stunning options. Walkable main streets, the waterfront, great dining, cultural events, and a pace of life that just feels right. Both towns have newer condos and townhouse developments right in their core that works really well for downsizing without giving up quality life. The bottom line is Mississauga and the West GTA have something for every stage of life. And the right neighborhood for you really comes down to your lifestyle, your budget, and where you are in your journey right now. If you're thinking about making a move, whether it is your first home or your next one, I would love to chat. I know these neighborhoods inside and out, and I can help you figure out where you belong. My number is in the description below. Send me a text, shoot me an email, or book a call. I'm here to help. And if this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out videos every week about living in the GTA, buying your first home, and making smart real estate moves. I will see you in the next one.